The Toledo Rockets football team came into the 2014 season with one goal in mind: to win the MAC championship. Throughout the entire season, head coach Matt Campbell's Rockets faced adversity head-on. Once again, Toledo had the toughest schedule in the conference, taking on the eventual SEC East champions Missouri Tigers, FCS number 1 seed New Hampshire, as well as the Cincinnati Bearcats and Iowa State Cyclones. Adversity also came in the form of season-ending injuries to key players like Philip Ely, Cameron Cole, Nate Jefferson, Marquise Moore, and Cheatham Norrells. Other players simply had to step up and fill their roles, personifying the Toledo Tough slogan that became the mantra for the Rockets. The hard work, determination, and Toledo toughness paid off in the end as the Rockets earned their 5th straight winning season and a co-MAC West Division title. The Rockets finished this season with a record of 8-4, half of their victories coming against teams with winning records. One of those in the win column came in the Battle of I-75 on senior night, bringing UT's winning streak against its arch rival to 5 straight, the longest ever in UT history. The Rocket seniors will go into the books as one of the few classes to win every game against that team down south. The seniors finished with a 25-7 record in Mid-American Conference play, with 13 victories at home and 12 on the road, proving to be true road warriors while protecting the Glass Bowl during their time wearing the midnight blue and gold. During their tenure, the seniors helped UT exhibit dominance over Buffalo, Miami, Kent State, Ohio, Western Michigan, Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, and Bowling Green, winning every single game against those 8 schools. Balance is the term that came to define the Rockets' offense in 2014. The Midnight Blue and Gold were absolute juggernauts, UT setting a school record for total yards per game at 487.1, and finishing with 7 players receiving all MAC honors, including Alonzo Russell, 3rd-team honors, Josh Hendershot, Jeff Myers, and Corey Jones receiving 2nd-team honors, and Kareem Hunt and Greg Manns earning 1st-team honors. Greg Manns also received the Vern Smith Leadership Award, which is presented annually to the conference's top football player. The Rockets were led by a senior-laden offensive line, including All-MAC honorees Mance, Hendershot, and Myers, along with Chase Nelson and Rob Lazowski. Senior fullback Zach Rosenbauer was also terrific as the team's 6th blocker. Toledo's offensive line paved the way for a devastating rushing attack. The Rockets' running back, sophomore Kareem Hunt, true freshman Terry Swanson, and sophomores Damian Jones-Moore and Mark Remy accounted for almost 3,000 yards and 21 touchdowns. Leading the way was Hunt, who rushed for over 100 yards 9 times for a total of 1,360 yards and 11 touchdowns. Hunt punished defenders for an average of 7.9 yards per carry, which ranked 3rd in the nation. His biggest play of the year came against that team down south when he scampered for a 91-yard TD. Hunt finished the game with 265 yards and 2 touchdowns, making him an easy choice for MAC West Offensive Player of the Week. Swanson added 732 yards and 6 touchdowns, including a 172-yard performance against Western Michigan, which ranks 4th all-time for a freshman running back at UT. The Rockets were lethal no matter who was in the backfield, averaging nearly 6 yards per carry against opposing defenses. Toledo's aerial attack was potent as well. The quarterback position was plagued by injuries this season, but whether it was Philip Ely, Logan Woodside, Michael Julian, or Dwight Macon, someone always stepped up and delivered. Woodside started 9 games, saving his best for last when he threw for 5 touchdowns against Eastern Michigan on November 28th, earning him MAC West Offensive Player of the Week honors. 15 receivers caught passes for the Midnight Blue and Gold this season, and 8 players caught balls for touchdowns. Junior Alonzo Russell led the team in receiving TDs with 8, and sophomore Corey Jones emerged as the receptions and yardage leader for Toledo with 821 yards on 67 catches. Justin Olak was Toledo's red zone specialist, snagging 4 TDs. Dwight Macon went above and beyond the call of duty, stepping up at quarterback as well as receiver. He accounted for 9 completions, 28 rushing attempts, and 18 receptions, accounting for 6 TDs on the season. A bar has been set for future teams to measure up against. Defensively, the Midnight Blue and Gold were young but physical, improving with each game as the season progressed. In the final 4 games, Toledo's D held opponents to an average of just under 21 points and 309 yards of offense per game. 4 Rocket defenders earned All-MAC honors, with senior Jordan Hayden, junior Orion Jones, and sophomore Trayvon Hester receiving second-team honors, while senior Junior Silvestri earned first-team honors for the second consecutive season. The defense only had 3 senior starters, but had many more that provided leadership and proved to be the backbone of the defense, and they will be missed in seasons to come. Silvestri, Hayden, Ray Bush, Drake Fletcher, Derek Batt, and Ayub Hamidah gave their heart and soul, showing true Toledo toughness all season long. The Rockets were relentless in running to the ball on defense. Led by leading tacklers Silvestri and Bush, the Rockets made it their mission to swarm to the football. Silvestri led the team with 94 total tackles, including 10 tackles for a loss. In a conference loaded with great running backs, UT finished second in the MAC, stopping the run, holding teams to an average of 3.6 yards per carry. Only once did an opposing rusher surpass 100 yards against the Midnight Blue and Gold. The young athletic defensive line locked onto the opposing quarterbacks, providing relentless pressure. Orion Jones, Trent Voss, Trayvon Hester, and Allen Covington were a nightmare for opposing offensive lines. UT finished with 27 sacks on the season, the 3rd best total in the MAC. Jones led the team with 6 sacks on the year, finishing 4th in the conference. The secondary battled through some injuries in 2014, but contributed 8 interceptions along with countless pass breakups throughout the campaign. Jordan Hayden led the team with 3 interceptions on the year, tying for 5th in the conference. Jordan Martin, Chaz Whitaker, Christian Dukes, and true freshman Trayvon Mathis joined Hayden in the secondary. The high-flying, hard-hitting defense consistently improved every game this season. With 8 starters returning next year, the future looks bright for the Rocket D. Special teams was a bright spot again in 2014. The Rockets never relinquished a touchdown in the punting or kicking game and got solid production from return men Dwight Macon, Corey Jones, and Keyshawn Wilcher. Jones was MAC West Special Teams Player of the Week against EMU for his 50-yard punt return that set up a TD. J.D. Detmer was dependable once again this season, earning second-team All-MAC honors as the place kicker. Whether it was nailing PAT after PAT or even an occasional onside kick, J.D. always came through in the 4 years as a Rocket. He knocked through 17 field goals in 2014, bringing his career total to 65. He's made nearly 85% of his field goals wearing a Rocket jersey, the best ever, not only in Toledo football history, but among all MAC kickers. Spirits are high in the Glass City. After finishing the regular season with an 8-4 record and 7-1 in Mid-American Conference play, the Midnight Blue and Gold accepted an invitation to the GoDaddy Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. And looking ahead to next year, Coach Campbell and the Rockets will continue to build on the success of this season as they return 15 starters in 2015. The goal next year, as always, will be to hoist that coveted MAC championship trophy on Ford Field.